We turn now, though, to Ecuador, where an oil-fueled economic bonanza might be coming to an end. As you know, oil prices have slumped by half. They're down below $60 a barrel these days. So that, and a rise in the US dollar, is hurting growth in Ecuador. Interesting, then, that President Rafael Correa is denying a fiscal crisis, even though budget cuts are looming on the social spending, which made Correa so popular. More now in this report from Whitbeck.
The oil pumps along Ecuador's Pacific coast continue to work day and night, reaching deep into the earth to extract what had for decades been liquid gold. And more recently, a valuable tool in Ecuadorian President Rafael Correa's economic and political policies. Until oil prices dropped and put a powerful brake on government plans.
So it's a difficult situation for Ecuador. And so Ecuador, what it's doing, because there has been too much public expenditure before, is trying to limit that. First, limit public expenditure. Then they're borrowing from China, trying to get more income instead of oil.
Intensive public spending has been at the heart of Correa's popularity. Large infrastructure projects like highways and new airports have kept thousands in jobs and have pumped cash into the system. But things are changing, and not only because of the oil market.
But the price of oil is actually not the main concern. Ecuador's economy is pegged to the US dollar. And as the dollar strengthens globally, it makes Ecuador's exports more expensive, meaning it's harder for the government to attract more cash.
When President Correa took office 7 years ago, he declared a moratorium on the country's foreign debt and decided against keeping a stabilization fund to hedge against drops in its exports. Coupled with low oil prices, those decisions are coming back to haunt him.
Low prices mean change, and the government has to find new sources of financing, even though these traditional sources are closed due to its own policies.
Ecuador is borrowing heavily from China and implementing higher tariffs on hundreds of consumer products. The government recently announced mid- and high-level public employees would take a 10% pay cut. But many people on the street are wondering if they won't have to face cost-cutting measures themselves.